Hello, ladies and gentlemen, art enthusiasts and change makers. This is another episode of Art for Change, and I'm your host, Mister Sapiosexual, and my co-host.
Hey, you already know it's your boy BheeYou. That's all you gotta do. I want to say I do not apologize for anything I say tonight because I'm unapologetically black, and we're about to go from here.
All right, today
Let's
we
go.
got a special show for you. Today we got a special show for you. We got a guest today. We have Zaytoven on the show. Let's go ahead and bring Zaytoven to the stage. What's going on, Zaytoven?
What's going on, fellas? What's happening with you?
All right, so hey, Zaytoven, what? Hey, tell me about where you from?
We from the 2-6 city, man. Anybody who listen to J. Cole, know anything about North Carolina, Fayetteville, we ain't the biggest in the Carolinas, but we we known in the Carolinas. Big
Yeah.
Fort Bragg,
Mhm.
military city.
Hey, hold on. Didn't they change the name of Fort Bragg?
Yeah, but it's going back. Donald Trump already in office with the comeback. Don't even worry. They changed it to Fort Liberty, but Donald Trump already done said he changed it back to Fort Bragg. They shouldn't have
Oh,
never changed the name type thing. So, you know.
okay. All right. So tell me about your upbringing. Like, how was it like growing up for you? Was it hard? Was it smooth? Or was it easy?
Man, the growing up, I mean, it's the struggle of the black man growing up. You
Yeah.
got all the trials and tribulations you have to go through being young. Um, Stayed with my mom for some time, her and my stepdad. So I was probably like 13, 14. Moved with pops. Uh, Moms and them had stuff going on. So I was trying to help take a little weight off. Moving with pops, he was a little more stable to take care of me at the time. So we did that transition, and it was a little rough over there too, but it worked on now. We done made it through the struggles, and we're doing all right for ourselves nowadays.
Did that make you closer to your pops when you moved with them? Like that made y'all closer, or did y'all bump heads?
Uh, we used to be real close, I would say. We
Yeah.
used to be real close. I had other brothers and sisters uh that had been living with him the whole time, like their whole life. So it was a little bit of he treat me different from other ones and stuff like that. But I mean, it was okay. We got along and then we didn't get along, and it's been a roller coaster. It's been up and down. It
Okay.
still is. Recently, it's still up and down.
Yeah.
But that's how I go.
So how did that make you feel? Like did that make you want to just be better? Because you're a father now, so that made you want to be better, or
Well, uh, I just paid attention a lot. I basically just paid attention growing up, listening to the older crowd, um, knowing like what not to do when I got to a certain place in life, what to do, what not to do, knowing like, oh, I ain't want to deal with this here, I ain't want to go through this, I ain't want to go through that. I make sure I do this, make sure I do that certain ways to where I wouldn't be living the lifestyle that I watched or that I actually went through myself.
okay? So with school, like growing up, like how was school growing up? Your school days?
School days, I mean, I had good times with school. I went to a lot of schools though.
Why?
Um,
Why?
Moving around with my mom and stuff, I went to a bunch of different schools. With my dad, I really only went to like two. When I moved with him, I was pretty much going to high school. We were living in Bladen County. He was talking to someone down there. We moved back to Cumberland County. I graduated from Jack Britt along with y'all boys.
Yeah.
But the school stuff was straight. Middle school and high school, elementary, I was a little rough, but I'm gonna say maybe 7th, 8th grade on up, it was pretty good.
Yeah. So with that being said, all right, so you graduated high school, and then what was your mindset right after graduation of high school?
Man, shoot. After graduating, it was mainly working, uh, trying to get some money.
Where'd you work?
Shoot, we don't work some everywhere. We don't work at Quiznos, Walmart, car washes, a couple different chicken plants, hog plants. Um, we done did a little bit of everything. Construction. We done
Mm.
did a little bit of everything. And it was learning curves and a lot of different stuff to go through and learn but I mean we ain't doing none of that today though.
Hey, I know that. So all right, that's good. What you doing today now?
Today we got a
At
little
this
bit of
point in
truck
your
driving
life.
going on. We got a
Okay.
little truck driving going on nowadays. Uh, got a few trucks, little company, nothing too major. Um, we're doing pretty good. Trucking industry, it's rough a little bit, but we making it work.
What made you get into truck driving?
Uh, my pop's been driving all my life. He liked to say that he liked to say that he the reason I drive trucks, but that is definitely not it. That's definitely not it. He liked to say that though. He tell somebody quick, like, "Oh yeah, my son drive because of me," but that won't really the case. I just always wanted to have my own company. I ain't know what kind of company or what type of business, but I knew I wanted to have my own company, have my own business, some shape, form, or fashion. And I was supposed to went to the military, had a little time with that. Me and my sister, I was gone, got some lost paperwork. It didn't work out like I thought. Came back, I'm like, man, I gotta figure something out. Work construction for a while and stuff, but uh, I had a reckless driving from a little younger. So when I went to the truck driving school, they told me I had to let it be a certain amount of time for that reckless driving not to be a big factor on my record.
How long was it? Like 7 years or
I want to say three,
3 years?
something like that, if I ain't mistaken. Um,
Is that like the SAP? Because I know not. I had a homie who pissed dirty and he had to wait 3 years. It was
oh
like
well, I
yeah.
mean they change it. That stuff changing all the time. I mean, I done had people. I got a homeboy that done pissed dirty, and with the trucking industry, once you piss dirty, it's in the system. They got a
Yeah.
clearinghouse, a drug clearinghouse, so you pretty much piss dirty, you get red flag. That means every company that you try to go to, red flag coming up. They gonna know that you pissed dirty on the drug test, stuff like that. You got to go take a class.
Mm,
It costs maybe like 600 to 800.
mm.
Um, and then you got to piss a couple times, if I ain't mistaken, before they clear you and put you back in green status, and then you can get back out here and get hired and get jobs and stuff.
Mm.
I mean, depending on like the 3 year thing, it don't really take 3 years. Uh, but I guess it's depending on if they was drinking and driving or something like that. It might be different, but just
Yeah.
pissing dirty, you can take the class, do what you got to do, pass your drug tests, get back active basically, and be back rolling. In like a month or so, two
Yeah.
months.
Okay. All right. So what was your? I know you went through training, and I know you had to do like co-writing. So after co-writing, writing with somebody else, what was it like to your first trip on your own? What was that like?
First trip on my own.
Over the
Oh,
road. OTR.
I mean, first trip on my own, I can't even remember what the first trip was. But I remember I had a good trainer. Me and him still cool to this day. I ain't actually talked to him this year yet, but we had a good relationship, so that worked out good. Having a good trainer that you can get along and stuff with when it comes to that trucking and all that, it matters. People might not think it do, but it do. So we was good. The training experience was good, excellent with that. I kind of already knew how to drive pretty good and what to do with the truck, so it was a little more easier for me than a lot of other people.
Yeah.
We I remember getting my truck. I came straight home. My brother was getting married and stuff, but after that, I don't even remember where I went first. But I mean, I done been all over. I done ran everywhere. So
with that being said, what is the first biggest experience you remember, like or tragedy of truck driving?
tragedy.
Like, or experience, like what was mind blowing to you when you first got on the road?
Well, in training, the biggest thing was fucking with the mountains.
Okay.
Driving in the mountains.
Yeah.
That was a big deal. It ain't really too hard once you get comfortable with the truck and used to how big it is and how long the trailer is, different stuff like that. It's not a big deal driving on flat road. But driving in the mountains, you going up and down mountains, different elevations, different steeps, curves and all type of stuff. I mean, the mountain driving is way different than driving on the flat road. So driving in the mountains and seeing certain stuff, being so high in the air, being able to see like the sceneries and stuff like that up there in the mountains driving, all that stuff was nice. It was cool. But that was like a scare and a good experience at the same time.
You say scared because I was in Cali not too long ago, and there's mountains, but there's no guard railings. So you gotta
Yeah,
drive real carefully. There, like California, I was there, like we high up, like there's no guard railings at all. So you
yeah.
gotta drive real carefully.
Out west it ain't really too many guardrails and stuff like it is over here on the East Coast. East Coast got a lot of guardrails and stuff like that, but out west you pretty much, I mean, if you ain't careful, you can go off a cliff. So you just got to be careful out there. You got to take your time. You got to pay attention, be alert, drive for you and other people on the road. I mean, that's how it is pretty much with that. You just gotta be aware of it.
Yeah. So do you got like a favorite route or your dream route? Like, do you got like, I want to do this route and I like this route?
Not really. I ain't really got no favorite route. I ain't really had no favorite route. I just pretty much went where I had to go. I used to like running to Texas though. Texas. I used to run back and forth to Cali. I was a trainer and stuff like that, so I would train people and I done ran back and forth from Jersey and PA back and forth North Carolina a whole lot. So I ain't really had no specific route that I wanted to be on all the time or that I liked or whatever. But
so there's no route
I mean,
that you would like to drive like all the time, just because the scenery, just because the people you end at that route, like all that. There's no route like that for you.
nah, I ain't really
You
got
just, you
no.
just like going all around pretty much.
I mean, long as the money there, that's what be
Hey,
mattering to me. The route ain't really the problem. The problem be the money. You want me to go here for nothing, or you want me to go to
I like that.
Africa for something, and we're gonna go to Africa, but you want me to go to somewhere else and it ain't paying right, and we ain't trying to
Hold the
go.
fuck up. How the fuck you driving to Africa? Hold the
Well,
fuck.
it ain't really gonna be Africa, but
Yeah, I
if
know.
we going to Cali, they got to be paying us. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't going all the way to Cali for no little bit of money.
Yeah. And then what
I
do you
might go
station?
to Georgia or something for a little bit of money, but
All
it
right,
still
so
got
you're
to be a
saying you
little
won't
decent
go.
too.
You're saying you won't go all the way to Cali. So where are you stationed at?
Oh, I'm out of North Carolina still.
Okay. So yeah, Cali. Yeah, that's all the way across the map. Yeah. Okay. Across the United States. I get that. Did you ever experience graffiti on your truck or anything like that? Because I see that a lot.
No, no, I ain't never had no vandalism or nothing go on. I ain't never had no. I ain't really never had nothing crazy happen to me really on the road. Besides, like I rode a truck one time, um, and it was on the driver's side, and I was driving, and it was in the snow, and it was crazy, but we survived it, and it was a little learning curve lesson. Which I mean, I wasn't speeding or nothing like that, but it was just real icy, and the roads was bad, really. And
Hey, yeah. With that being said, I see a lot of truck accidents where it's like I guess they call it black ice. So y'all don't communicate like, yo, because it's a lot of major accidents that happen, and 18-wheelers can't slow down that quick. Do
yeah,
y'all not
a lot
do
of
y'all
people
not
don't know that.
communicate?
I mean, you got CBs and stuff, but I mean, some people have them on, some people don't. Uh, so most people back in the day, people used to use them a lot. Nowadays, I ain't gonna say people use them a lot, but if you come up to an accident or something like that, people definitely gonna probably cut them on or something like that to find out what's going on, what's the hold up, what's the issue, why we backed up or whatever the case.
Yeah, but with the black ice, like,
With the black ice situation, I mean that's something
yes,
you can't see. You just got to worry about the roads when the weather conditions is bad. You just got to worry about the roads having black ice on them, and you got to worry about having uh, you know rain that done froze and stuff like that because it'll easily cause you to slide or stuff like that. Mainly like out west with the weather situation, it snow a lot out there.
yeah,
Like I just came from Colorado, so it's a lot of snow. But with that, once you have the fall going, it's snowing, it's a lot of snow, the roads already bad. You had these things called pileups. A lot of people who get in the truck and don't know anything about them, you get on YouTube or anything and just type in 18-wheeler pileup, and you got where it might be 100 cars and trucks together that done ran into each other because the
yes,
visibility they couldn't see and it's snowing, so they hit the brakes and it's at the last minute they sliding, they hitting this person, somebody coming behind them doing the same thing. Like they have them every year, so it ain't nothing like that's not normal because they happen all the time,
So
especially
you
out
think that?
there.
So you think that can be fixed with better communication? Because like I
Uh,
know y'all communicate amongst truckers.
well, the communication thing is only gonna be so far because if you ain't got no CB on, you can have 10 trucks around you that might be communicating. If yours ain't on, you ain't never gonna know until you get to that situation or that point.
And then
Um,
now it's too late. Yeah.
and it's too late. Other than that, you got the like maps, like Google Maps stuff. If you look ahead on there or something like that, or if you're using it at the time, it'll tell you. Um, so it'll kind of give you like a heads up a little bit. Um, you got stuff like that, but other than that, road signs they had to big Megatron stuff up there with words that's telling you like, hey, slow down, such weather conditions, accidents that's ahead and stuff like that. But other than that, it ain't really too much communicating on, something that you can't see,
Yeah.
We got a
Right.
question from Mad Hatter. He says, "Have you ever heard of the black dog, or heard stories about the black dog?"
The black dog. I ain't really too familiar with the black dog.
I talked about
Unless
him.
he talking about the one that's in that road
Yes, that's
and
what he's
like,
talking. Yeah.
yeah, okay, well,
And,
yeah,
it
yeah,
means something. It means something coming. Something coming
yeah,
up. Yeah, that's what that black dog means. Yeah.
yeah. I was about to say it's either that or uh when it's the real late and you've been riding all day, you steady trying to push something, you
And you
tired.
sleepy. Yeah.
There you go,
That's
and you
that's a
see
black dog.
you see something in the road that ain't there.
Yeah.
know?
That's a black dog.
So
Yeah.
you might see something and it ain't really there, but you thought it was there. It's
Yeah.
gonna wake you up or not wake you up type thing.
So at that
So
point, when you see that, do you pull over or do you keep going?
I mean, the best thing is to pull over. That's the
Yes.
best thing.
That's the
But
safest
I
thing.
mean, you got people that they're gonna keep pushing. Sometimes depending on how close you is. I mean, if you're a few minutes, you got to first of all find somewhere to go, find somewhere to park. Because
Yeah.
I mean, you can't just sit in the road. So you got to find the next exit, rest area, or truck stop or something like that, where you can get safe and be out the way. So don't nobody hit you, you
Yeah.
know. But when you start getting into them phases, you need to try to find somewhere soon, I would say, to pull over and, get you some sleep or maybe something to drink or something to help you wake up.
Yeah. All right. So
Or
what clients you how's your clients hold up. So how many trucks you got actually?
we got four rolling.
You got 4 trucks rolling. How's your relationship with the drivers of those 4? Like, how do
Oh,
you
I mean,
interact with them? Is it an everyday thing, or like I give
yeah,
him this, I leave them alone, or
it's definitely every day. You got to deal with them every day. At
yeah,
some point, you got is you. I mean, me personally, I just need to know what's going on, what you're doing, what they got you doing. Because I got some contracts, so it's just pretty much where people got to show up to work, and that's it. Um, they give you the work, you do the work, you come back. If it's more work, you get more work. If not, you go home. It's kind of easy. But um, yeah, we talk every day, so I know where you're going. I know what you're doing. Um, and then that helps me know later on in the week, like, okay, they did this on such and such day, they did that on such and such day. If something get brought up, if something happened, or they contact me like something went wrong or anything, then I know such and such went here, such and such went there. And I could try to resolve the problem, a little better that way. But yeah, I talk to them on a daily basis. Everybody cool. Um, Business is business. We got a business relationship and a personal sort of kind of.
yeah.
So I mean, they know how I am with business. I can joke on the phone and kick shit with them, and
But when we
it's
get
all
work,
fun at the end of the day. But
hey,
yeah, it's all fun at the end of the day. But work is work, and whatever you got going on personally outside of work, it ain't my business. But long as it don't interfere with you working, we good. If it is something that interfere with you working, you communicate with me. We try to figure out a resolution, and you know we make
hey,
it a little easier.
what's your relationship with the clients you got? Like, you had the same client for a while, like y'all built the relationship. with your clients?
Well, basically, I don't really got no clients. We would call them customers, technically.
Okay.
Um, but you build relationships with customers, or brokers, because a lot of people get their load through brokers with load boards and different stuff like that. Um, you either build a relationship with them, or if you direct, like me, I'm direct with the company that I do business with, contract with. So I'm like a subcontractor pretty much. But I deal with them directly, so it's great. We got a good relationship. You know, I'm like the main guy there,
Yeah.
even though it's probably like 11 trucks all on the operators. I got 3 of them over there. I got another one doing something else, but um, I'm pretty much one of the main guys, if not the main guy. And my drivers, they, right behind me.
Yeah.
But if something need to get done, late load or last minute or something that they know they can't get other folks to do or the other folks don't want to do, they call me. We gonna get it done. We gonna figure it out.
You do
Even if I
dry
got to
or
send one of the guys,
you do dry or refrigerated?
we do dry.
Okay. Dry goods. Okay.
I done did refrigerated. I done did flatbed. We do hopper as well. Um, Only thing I ain't really did is containers.
Like containers, you gotta get a special license for that. Yeah. That's
Well,
different.
you just
You
need a
got
twit
you gotta
card.
go to the ports. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta go to the ports. You need a twit
Yeah. I
card.
know.
If you don't got a twit card, you can still get on, but it costs you a fee to get on.
Yeah, and then they gonna put
Quick
you at the
card.
back
Can
of
you
the line.
explain that for the people who don't know what a quick card is?
Say that again.
Do you mind explaining what a Twit card is for people who may not know?
Uh, Basically, it's almost like having a passport. You need a passport to go to other countries. You need a twit card to get on any port in the world without having to deal with fees and stuff. So if you get a load from a broker or anything and it's picking up on the port, it might not be delivering on the port, but you got to pick up on the port and it's going somewhere else. Well, if you don't got a twit card, it's called an escort that you got to get. Everybody escort fee is different at um every port facility. So it might be $75 here an hour. It might be $100 and something dollars here an hour. And basically, most brokers, when they talk to you negotiating, they're gonna ask you if you got the twit card. If not, they know, okay, the
Stay away
fee
from
is
that.
this much. No, not even that. It's that the fee is this much. So it's either gonna come out of the money you supposed to make on the load, or sometimes they might pay that fee for you. It
Right.
just depends.
Mm.
But sometimes you might have to pay it yourself. So if you got a load that pay $1,200 and the escort is $75 an hour and you there for 2 hours, that's basically gonna take $150 off of that 1,200.
Yeah.
Um, or like I said, they might pay it for you. But if you got the twit card, you don't have to worry about dealing with none of that. You don't need no escort. You ain't got to worry about paying no hourly fee or no fees at all. You go on there, you scan your twit card to the machine, it opens the gates. You in and out. You got to use it to get in and to get out. So it's real important, pretty much.
Thank you for explaining that to
I
us.
mean, you with the twit card, you also can get better paying loads in some aspects, depending on what it is and stuff. But it helps you. It helps you in the long run. If anybody was to really be driving and they know they're gonna be driving for a while, it's best to try to invest into that
Twit card.
twit card. Yeah.
I heard like you get paid a lot for transporting like fuel too. A lot more. You do that? Are you into that or what?
Well, you talking about like hazardous
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah,
Basically.
hazardous pay. Yeah.
So that's an endorsement on your license. You have to get that endorsement in order to haul any type of hazardous material, which is you get your CDLs.
It's like hazmat. Yeah.
There you go. That's what it's
I
called.
know
Exactly.
I know all that. Yeah. Yeah.
So you got class A, class B, CDLs. B's you only can drive like buses and dump trucks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
A's you can drive commercial like 18 wheelers and pretty much everything. If you got A's, you can drive anything.
Yes.
So it's endorsements where you could get triples, meaning you'll be hauling 3 trailers behind you.
Yeah.
They won't be real long ones, but
Yeah, it's
they
3
might be like
connected to
20
each other.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might be like 20 something foot a piece.
Mhm.
Outside of that, you got doubles. It's the same thing, just with 2 trailers. You got your hazmats. You got twit cars. Hazmat paying loads, they do pay good. You can get on the board at any time, look at a hazmat load, it's gonna pay.
Yeah.
But some people like hauling hazmat, some people don't. Some people only gonna haul certain hazmat because your safety's still real important to where if something go wrong,
Nigga,
it
you
might can
dying.
cost your life. Yeah, it
Yeah.
might can cost
You
you your
dying.
life. So
Yeah.
I mean it do pay. It do pay, pretty good, but you just gotta worry about it. I don't have mine. I have not planned on getting them.
You don't want it?
I also nah. I also don't have triples and doubles because I ain't really planning on doing that.
What is triples and doubles? I don't know what that is.
He just explained it. That's where you can haul 2 trailers or 3 trailers connected together.
Okay.
Yeah. Now don't get me wrong. I got some young boys I train and stuff. They just recently got theirs. Also it's called tankers. So if you see any trucks that pretty much hauling liquid or any type of tanker looking trailer, that's
Yeah.
another endorsement. You got to have an endorsement to do that. You cannot just get out here and just jump in the tanker truck and drive. I don't care if you got your license and it don't matter. If you ain't got that endorsement, you're not doing it. Same thing with the other stuff. But the tanker pay good from what I hear also. That's something else that I haven't done. Now I possibly would do that. I got a
Yeah.
homeboy that really just started doing it. 2 of them actually. They just started doing it. Both of them pretty much like it. And I mean, I done talked to people that do it. It's a couple little stories with the tanker because liquid moves. So, you got to just be a little more cautious when you stop.
Back and forth.
If
Yeah. Back and forth. Yeah.
if you stop and it's not loaded a certain way, it might push you 5 feet forward. So you got to have space in front of you and stuff like that because the liquid moves and once it hits in the front, it might
That shit pushing
push you up, even though you're on the brakes and everything. That's just how the stories I heard about it. But like I say, I know people, man, that's doing tanker making 100,000 a year, 90,000 a year, uh, doing pretty good. So it ain't.
All
I ain't gonna say it's bad, but
right. Question. So,
Hold on. Let's answer the Mad Hatter's questions first. Mad Hatter Marshall has a question. He says, "Where is your favorite truck stop?" He said because he knows that there are some exquisite spaces.
say that last part again.
You want to know where your truck stop is because some of the spaces are nice and exquisite. Like some of the places, some of the stops, they're nice. Like some of the truck stops. He asked him, "Where's your
Yeah.
favorite?"
I don't really have no favorite truck stop. So I've been doing this for 11 years now. So now I'm at the stage where I'm home every day. I'm not over the road no more. And that basically I don't have no favorite this and that over with the road stuff. Like now it's more so that okay, I get up, I go to work, I do my job, I come home. When I was out on the road, um, it is some nice truck stops. The biggest one in the world is in Iowa. It's called the Iowa 80. It got shoot everything you can think of: movie theater, uh, chrome shop, everything, restaurants, all
So
type of
you be
stuff.
stopping at the Loves mostly though.
Well, the Loves is nice. I'm gonna say I probably more so stopped at the Flying J and the Pilots more
Okay.
than anything. The Loves is nice. Now they got a lot of Loves. They just built a whole lot of them on 95 and stuff like that. I ain't
Yeah.
really been out in a long time over the road, so I know they done remodeled a lot and built some more. But the Loves is nice facilities. The only thing with Loves is the restaurant. Depending on the restaurant they got, because mainly they got Chester's or McDonald's, Arby's, and it's a couple of them that got Hardee's. So if you tired of eating that type of stuff, you probably not gonna go to the Loves.
Yeah.
Flying J and Pilot, they got an actual hot bar in there with pizza, wings, different stuff, and they
Okay.
got restaurants in them like a Wendy's or a McDonald's or um,
Nigga can't
different
get tired of
stuff.
wings. Hey, never
So
get tired of wings.
I mean that the Loves is nice, but more so you would probably go to Pilot or Flying J.
Okay.
TAs and stuff is nice, but you really would only probably go to them if you had to or your truck was in the shop because they got shops and stuff at the TAs or the Petros.
Okay.
Um, but I ain't got no specific truck stop that I like. Now the one closest to me is the I don't want to say brother or son or something of the Iowa 80, where it's in Kinley, North Carolina. Um, they do the truck shows there every year. It's real big. It's nice. They ain't got the movie theater and stuff, but it's huge. It's nice. They got the chrome shop. They work on trucks up there. They got everything in there you need, but I specifically don't have no certain one.
All right. So, hey, with being a black business owner, like, do you see a difference? Like, because you're a black business owner, do you see any hardships going through it or anything?
Well, I've been doing this for a while now, so only difference now is I learned and I changed how I did stuff because I was doing it at the beginning and I kind of jumped out there where my trainer, when I got on the truck with him, I knew a lot of stuff and he seen that. And so I pretty much only was a company driver for maybe 8 to 9 months. After that, I've been on an operator ever since, pretty much.
Mm,
Um, I went to my second company after the 8 or 9 months, which was KLLM. Uh, I did the leasing program with them for a few years. Um, After that, I had done saved up the money uh, because I was young. I ain't had no kids. I ain't had no bills and stuff like that. So I was able to save a lot of money. And
yeah.
I bought a truck, and me and my cousins and them started a company. Um, we did our thing for some years, went through little trials, tribulations, trucks breaking down.
Yeah.
It really kind of ran us in the ground. We spent a lot of money, lost a lot of money. We made money, um, but we got in a situation where we had to figure some stuff out, change some stuff, do some stuff different. Um, Everybody nowadays want to get into the trucking, and the only difference now that I tell people all the time, it's easy to say you want to drive. It's easy to get into the trucking. But everybody want to get a truck.
Yeah.
Everybody want to make this money. They feel like, oh, driving truck, they make. I can tell somebody, hey, I drive trucks. Oh, you got that money, or you know, they feel like it's so much money in the trucking, or that you're gonna make so much money because you drive trucks, and that's not the case.
Yeah.
Um, Being an owner operator, it comes with a lot of responsibility. It comes with a lot of stuff. Period. Stress, all type of stuff. It can drive you crazy. It can cause you to lose everything. You
Nigga
know,
tossing and
it's
turning, sleeping at night. Nigga tossing and
yeah,
turning.
it's
Oh, you
Okay.
taking a shot? Okay. Hold
Okay.
on. Hold,
All
hold,
right.
hold, hold on. Hold on.
All right. What you sipping on over there, man?
man, we on that dime, man. That
Don Julio.
Deleon, man.
Okay. Okay.
No, that Deleon, man.
Oh, okay.
That
All right.
Deleon be
I
hitting.
got one last question because it's about to take off now. You know, we mellowed out. All right, lot lizard. What the fuck is a lot lizard?
Oh man, you know what a lot lizard is, man.
What is a lot lizard?
Then the people that's going basically, you know, it's like having hookers on the street. Basically, that's what it is. The only difference is they just made their way to the truck stop. So, um, you
So
got where
they
you
selling
might be
pussy at the truck
parked.
stop.
Basically, that's what it is. I
Mm.
mean, you might pull up and be parked and chilling, and you might be in the bed. You might get somebody knock on your door, ask you if you won't come in. You know, anything. So that's
Mm.
pretty much what the lot lizard is. You might sit in your front seat and see something get out of somebody's truck and go to this other truck over here, and you like, what the hell is going on? If you just started driving and you don't know no better, you ain't heard no stories or know nothing, you'll be wondering like, she just got out that truck and went to that truck, like, you
Mm.
know. But that's what they call them. So,
Yeah, I heard that term recently because I pressure washed 18 wheelers. So
oh
yeah,
yeah,
that lot lizard shit. That's crazy. Mm.
oh yeah, yeah. They gon' you know, they gonna knock. They gonna see if you won't come. Now, I mean, you can tell them no, and they gonna move along. You can tell them yeah, and they coming on.
Yeah, yeah. You ever seen something that looked fine as hell?
Mm,
That's
not really.
They call lot
Not that
lizard.
I could. Not that I
why they
can
call
recall.
lizards.
Not that I can recall. You know, I ain't seen none that
and,
really
and
be
if
that's
she
gonna make
was,
you want to be like, oh yeah, you can come on.
yeah,
You
if
know,
she was brand new.
she had to be some. I ain't seen it, but I mean, now I'm gonna tell you what they do got, especially nowadays, and they ain't on the road no more. But I see it even on social media.
What they
They got
got?
a lot of bad female truck drivers now, though.
Mm,
The
mm.
the the females is getting into the trucking real heavy, and they trying to take over. They get down here bossing up. A lot of these females, though, from what I'm getting and I'm seeing, is they must have been single, or they was in a relationship and got out of relationship, and I don't know if they wanted to drive before then, or when they was in a relationship, and the man might have not wanted them to do it or something, but
Yeah,
like they getting out here driving
yeah. I done seen a whole lot of
and
ass
they
hopping out
looking
of trucks.
single. They
Yeah,
looking single on social media, like where the man at in their life. If they out here driving, what is he doing? He supposed to be in the truck with her. They supposed to be tag teaming that thing, making that money on. But I mean, you gonna see her, and she gonna get out here. She gonna get some bread, and then she out here with the friends. They turned up. You know, they might be in Cancun. They might be in. Ain't no telling, but they living. I done seen it. I done watched like a few of them blow up on social media where they done start driving, recording themselves. They looking pretty decent. They gonna have people watching. It's gonna get interesting because it's a female. She driving. She handling the big truck, handling being over the road. You know, all that type of stuff, and looking pretty decent. So it's like then you get the ones that actually jump into the ownership part of it, like not just be a company driver, like they taking on the big responsibilities of owning the truck, you know, basically maintenance and stuff on the truck, fuel, you know, they dealing with everything, all the big boy stuff, and they handling it. So it's like you know, I congratulate them, applaud them. You know, they getting out here, even just getting behind the wheel of a truck as a female. I fucks with it because
That's a big shit.
it ain't something. Yeah, it ain't something that females just doing all the time, like every
Yeah.
day. And you know, this not regular. Like this something where she wasn't scared of it. You know, or if she was, she got where she won't scared of it, and she driving, she doing a thing. You know, long as she taking care of herself, and you know what I'm saying, she good.
So, future of freight. If you could predict one major change in the freight industry over the next decade, what would it be? And how do you plan to adapt to it?
Freight change. Well, it's a lot going on with the trucking right now as far as freight wise, because freight is really down right now. Like people want to get into trucking now, but back in the day was when you should have been in the trucking. Even myself, I wish I would have got in it, and I got in it kind of early, but I wish I would have got in maybe 2 or 3 years before then, because then it was real money out here. Especially being the owner operator or anything like that. The lows was paying a whole lot more. You was really making your money that you was putting the work in. You know what I'm saying? Like the work that you was putting in, you was really getting the benefits off of with the money that it was paying out.
Right.
So nowadays, it's nothing like that. It's the opposite. They want you to really get out here and run for nothing. They
Yeah.
look at it's like you go to California and they only want to pay you like $1 something a mile when they need to be paying you $4 or $5 a mile.
Exactly.
Then they
Right.
want it there at a certain time. You know, you got some people that team, some people that solo. Uh, if you solo, it take a couple days to get out there by yourself. Even teaming is still gonna take maybe 2.5 days, depending on if you're coming from like over here. But
Right.
uh, the freight, man, they post to. So, little summary breakdown. You got where the brokers is getting money to basically get the load done.
Right.
So it's basically like me saying, "Hey, I need to move XYZ. I got this amount of money to pay to move it from here to here." And then you, the broker, and you like, "Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna put it out on this platform and see who I could get to take it, or what company I could get to take it, or a truck or whatever." So you got it on this platform, and it's 500 trucks, but you got to, negotiate with one truck to do it. So if I'm telling you the load pay 2,000 that I got basically to give you, well, what brokers doing now is like, okay, you giving me $2,000 to move the load. Well, I'm gonna try to get it moved from this place to this place for like $1,000
So they can
because
pocket it.
then they keep 1,000.
Yeah.
So you got people that basically started taking freight at a real cheap number or a real cheap price, and then so many people started doing it. So now it's like hard to compete to where if I'm like, man, no, I'm not doing it for $1.50. I need $2.50. They gonna really bypass me like, oh, don't worry about it. We'll find somebody to do it for this.
Right.
If I want a certain number and they're like, well, we can't do that, they're gonna find somebody else to do it for a number
Their
close enough to the one they want. So
right.
we don't never know what the load actually paid. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like we don't never know what the person gave the broker company or the broker or whatever. So now they supposed to be doing something where we supposed to know actually what type of money is in the load.
Right.
And a lot of the situation with trucking now is that drivers is out here driving and they basically getting whooped on loads. Like they running for nothing because brokers and them is pocketing a lot of money. That's what started going on years ago. It's been going on for a while now. So the trucking industry, like 17, 18 was pretty good. We was making pretty decent money, but for a while now, it's been dry and dead. So that's why I'm doing what I do now. That's why I have contracts with direct folks because now I don't have to worry about getting up every morning, getting on the load board, looking for a load for 4 trucks. Or if I do find a load, they might cancel on me before my truck even get there because they found somebody cheaper, or
Right.
anything, and they gonna just tell me, "Hey, the load canceled," and then it's like, "Oh, now I gotta find somewhere else." My driver could have been in route or anything.
Right.
I got to stop him and find something else from where he at to go wherever. So all that stuff I done dealt with, and I done been there, done that. I'm in a way better place now. Now I don't have to do none of that. All I have to do is get up and show up, get our loads, go on about our business. Um, so far as the future, I just want to see stuff get better. It can really stay the same, but it just need to be like how they trying to put it, where we can know what type of money is in the load, and that we not really getting tremendously cheated out our money for doing certain loads. Like, okay, if you telling me it's only gonna pay me $1.25, and basically they gave you enough money for like $1.30, $1.35. Okay, now it's cool. But if they gave you two something and you trying to get me to do it for $1.25, like,
Yeah, you make 75 cents
you
off me.
know, yeah, it's like that's not gonna work. So long as they, kind of get that straight, and I would like to see the increase of the loads, which we got Trump in office and stuff now. They basically saying that the freight, from what I'm understanding, the freight and stuff supposed to go back up. Stuff supposed to get better with freight. It's supposed to get back to paying good, all that type of stuff, like have money in the loads again. So we gonna see how that go. I don't plan on pulling none of my trucks to go on the road to run off the load board or nothing like that. But depending on how good it get, I might get some more, or we might figure, a way to get a little bit of that money depending on how good it get. It just got to make sense. But other than that, I know it's about to get a little more crazy though, because technology getting crazy. You got electric cars, you got robots and stuff that Elon Musk and them putting out. It's the freight. In the near future, I would like to see. I mean, even by 2030, that's 5 years from now. It's gonna be a difference. It's gonna be a big change in the way the world is. Period. So freight would be. I would just have to see. People don't understand that 18 wheelers really move the world around. You got 18 wheelers. The world can be shut down from 18 wheelers, airplanes, and the most important thing, which is
Shit.
over both of them,
Yeah.
is the fuel. The
Oh,
trucks that bring the fuel can shut the whole world down, because without fuel, nobody's going nowhere. And the fuel got to get to the planes, and it got to get to the truck stops for us, the buses, whatever. So if you shut the fuel trucks down, you shut the world down.
hmm. So we got a
Like,
question, 2 questions from Matt Hatter. One question, he says, how is your back? He said he has friends that drive or drove, and they no longer do due to the back issues from sitting for so many hours.
uh, unfortunately, my back pretty good right now. Um, I ain't
Nigga,
gonna say
unfortunately or fortunately?
fortunately, my bad.
Okay.
Fortunately, mine is pretty good right now. Um, but that is true. My dad, he done had back surgery. Um, he's actually still driving though to this
Mm.
day. He done been driving probably like 35 years or so. Uh, he had back surgery uh, maybe 2018, 2017, something like that, 2019. Between 17 and 19, he had back surgery. He was
Mm.
out of work for like 9 months. He back driving. Uh, his brother have issues with his back. They twins. Um, they even have to sometimes get a shot in their back like every so many months or whatever. So
Mm.
I guess it can affect you, but it just depends. The thing for me and everybody I pretty much train and stuff like that, or I done spoke to on the trucking situation is I don't ride with air in my seat.
Okay.
A lot of people ride with air in their seat, and you doing this all day, going down the road.
Right.
Because with air being in the seat and it's up, it's elevated, any little bump, you bouncing.
Right.
Mm.
You know, on the floor, it doesn't move at all. But everybody can't ride on the floor though. Like some people might be too short, can't see over the hood. Some people I done seen be at the roof of the truck. And I don't know how they driving the truck. I'm like, man, they at the roof. How are they driving? They got the damn seat jacked up to the moon. I don't understand it, but I mean, some people need it, some people got to have it. It's comfortable for some people like that, I guess. But um I'm still a little young. I ain't too old, so maybe it ain't got bad for me, but I don't plan on being in it a whole lot longer for it to get bad either. So with me physically being in the truck, because I still drive right now, but I'm not gonna say it can't mess up your back because it can, but I ain't gonna say it happens to everybody.
Right.
So I guess it just depends on, how good you take care of yourself. Maybe if you're in the gym and stuff and you're keeping your body active and stuff like that, The other thing is driving, even with health and stuff, you can't sit in the truck all day. So a lot of people, especially older people, have that problem where they sit in the front seat all the time. They might even go to sleep in the front seat sometimes. And
Nigga,
that's
lay
not
down.
what you
Yeah.
need to do. You got a bed back there for if you got a sleeper. If you got a day cab, you don't have a bed, but um, get out and walk. Some people I done seen them, older people and everything. They get out, they walking around the parking lot at the truck stop a couple laps. That's their exercise. They might have some little weights or something in their hand, anything. They just walking, exercising because we get 11 hours of drive every day. So if you sitting there every day just driving and you driving 9 hours and then you stop driving but you still sitting there, or you might have got out to use the bathroom or something like that or take a shower and then you back in the seat, then you really, you ain't really moving your body too much. You know what I'm saying? So it's causing you to start having issues later on where you need to at least get out, walk around, just have some type of movement where you're not just
Move them
in the
joints.
same position.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
best if you can to do a little gym, exercise at home or something. I mean, people can exercise on the truck too, but don't just sit in that front seat all the time and do nothing. I don't care if you got to get out and walk around truck stop or something.
Yeah. I agree with that.
So his second question was, what's your opinion on the future of EV, uh, Peterbilts, Max, and EV rigs?
So he said Peterbilt's Max EV. Well, we do EV first. With the EV stuff, I'm not really too hyped on it. I'd rather leave it how it is with the gas or the diesel rather. Um, with the electric situation, I just don't see it working because you got trucks, some with 150-gallon tanks, 100-gallon tanks, 120s and stuff like that. Some even small like 80s and 75. So depending on the tanks you got is how far you can go. But if you got to if older trucks um can get pretty good fuel mileage. A lot of people don't think so, but they can. The newer trucks, is made to have more fuel mileage, but they cost you a whole lot more money as well. So with that, with the EV situation, I don't see where they gonna make it for a electric truck to run long enough for you to do real long runs. If I'm gonna go to California and I got an electric truck, how long am I gonna be able to drive with this charge, and how far I'm gonna be able to make it if I'm running on a clock every day?
And then how long
If
it's gonna
if
take to charge it?
how long it's gonna take to charge it? Where I'm gonna charge it at?
Mm-hmm.
Because for 18 wheelers right now, if you had an EV truck, where you charging it at? I mean, like I said, I ain't over the road no more, but I would want to know a whole lot of places that got EV stations where you can pull your 18 wheeler up and charge it. I'm quite sure they might build some. I would even like to invest in it, but it's like
About that too, yeah.
I'm looking at the world and they steady building more and more truck stops, more and more truck stops. Right here where I'm at now, they just built the Sheets that they got as a truck stop. They also building a Wawa's across the street from it. That's another truck stop.
Yeah.
They have 2 Circle K's. One of them is a truck stop. So you got 3 truck stops in one area, but it's a lot of traffic right there dealing with truck stuff. So with them steady building as much truck stops as they building and land and everything, because now you got all these Amazons and stuff getting built. Matter of fact, we just got one built here in Fayetteville. They building a truck stop right in front of it right now. So you getting truck stops through up everywhere. So if they supposed to be going electric everything in the future, why are them not being EV stations?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They shouldn't really be focused or even putting out or producing too many actual diesel truck stops, because y'all supposed to be doing away with that. Y'all supposed to be getting rid of that. So far as EV, why is not no EV stations getting built where, okay, we can push these EV trucks out. They're going to have charging stations. They're going to have this, that. Because with the cars, you only going 300 and 400 miles. It's 3,000 miles from here to California.
I mean,
the truck,
they got to recharge, all that.
Depending on where you're going, it's 3,000 miles, 2,800, 3,000 miles. So if I got me and a partner, like I said, the truck's running 24 hours, pretty much. Only time we stopping to get diesel, take a shower or something like that. Because once one person clock in and they clock out, the other person clocking in, truck still rolling. You go back there, you go to sleep, everything going. So at that point, we 24 hours rolling. Well, we could get there in 2.5 days. If you by yourself, it might take you like 4 days.
Yeah.
But
if you got
even by yourself, I'm saying no, far as diesel, I ain't even talking about the EV yet. Far as diesel, you can run like 600 to 700 miles a day on the clock. So if you got these EV trucks and they only running 300 and 400, and then you got to charge them, it's like, okay, how long is it going to take to charge? If I do 300 miles and then it take me an hour to charge, I'm losing an hour off of my time to drive. So now that's slowing me down technically.
Hold on, but you can't use that like as your clock. Like you turn your clock off. Like this
but see, right now it's not set up for that.
Okay,
they would have to
I know you can
put
turn
all of that.
off.
They would have to put all that in
Yeah.
to make it, work like that. But that's what they got to worry about, putting in play with the EV situation.
Yeah.
Because okay, boom, they're gonna have to charge their thing. It's gonna take an hour. Okay, we just losing an hour there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can probably go get something to eat, bathroom, whatever. But I'm still losing an hour of drive time because now, okay, I can drive 300 more miles. When I got my diesel like I got now, I can run 8 hours straight, take a 30-minute break, and then keep rolling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
While my tank filling up, I fill my tank up and I hit the road again. Yeah.
Look, I can go because you have to take a 30-minute break within 8 hours of you driving.
Yeah.
That 30-minute break, you can go use the bathroom, get you something to eat. If you're getting fuel, you supposed to log the fuel for like 10 or 15 minutes on duty though. So you got to take 30 minutes off duty, and then if you was to get fuel, just add like 15 on. But basically, by the time you went in the truck stop and took a shower or went in there, used the bathroom and got something to eat and came back out and sat there and ate, your 30 minutes is over. And then you back going. Versus I got to sit here an hour and wait for it to charge up, and then I only can go 300 miles.
Yeah. Are you saying it's not? You don't see it as being efficient?
I don't feel like they're gonna be able to do all the way away with the diesel situation.
Right.
And the trucks that's actually on the road that's diesel. I feel like they still gonna have to have them where they go electric or not. The electric situation is really only for small companies, like local companies. They will work good for them because they only going 50, 60, 100 miles, 200 miles in a day sometimes. So that might work for them. You know, far as a truck that's over the road or just driving a good bit of distance, that's not going to work. Unless they figure out a way where now the truck can run, 700, 800 miles on a charge. Then it's different. Okay, cool.
Right. Yeah, I get what you're
saying. Because now, I can keep going further and not lose no time versus I only could go 300, 400 miles and I got to stop charging. Because when you start to charge it, this is what you got to think about. You pull up, you don't know how many other trucks there are already trying to charge theirs. So if you got to wait an hour
that's a good point.
just to get up there to the pump to even charge yours, then it take another hour to charge it, you done lost 2 hours. So that's what I'm saying about them stations. I don't feel like you're gonna be able to build a big enough station where a lot of these truck stops, they got maybe you got some that's only got like 50 parking spots. It might be some that got 300 parking spots, 100 or something. So let's just say we got one that's 150. If you got all EVs, you're gonna have to build something where they park that they can automatically charge their truck.
Right.
Because if not, that means they would have to go to a specific location at the truck stop to use the charging. But then everybody, because it happens with diesel.
Then you wait. Yeah, you waiting on niggas. Yeah.
It happens with diesel. You get in line with the diesel, and it might be 5 pumps, but it might be a truck on every pump, and you behind one of them trucks waiting for him to pull up after he finished, so you can get some.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. So far as that, I just don't see the EV really taking over like they talking about. Not in the trucking industry. Maybe the cars, but the trucking industry, I don't see it.
Cars are good because cars they charge at home too. So
yeah, it's different. Yeah, you won't
that's
need
good for
wait.
them.
Yeah,
and everybody's not driving 300 miles a day.
Yeah, and they're not driving like you said.
Yeah, that's where the difference come in. Driving an 18-wheeler, man, it's companies right now. It's people out in the world driving back and forth to California every day. Right now, you're not gonna be able to do that with an electric truck back and forth every day. I used to do it, so.
Or they gonna have to extend that timing, that arrive time.
They're gonna have to change a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you that they're gonna have to change a whole lot to get that to be what they need it to be. It's gonna have to be a lot of change.
Honestly.
So what's your thoughts on the automatic trucks that supposedly drive themselves?
Yeah, basically, like Okay, it's still the EV situation, but
Right.
that right there, no, I don't trust it. I don't even really trust. I ain't even been in the car yet that drive itself. So I don't plan on with the truck. Definitely not. I already done, seen heard stories about Teslas driving by themselves, getting in accidents, stuff like that. I mean, it sound kind of, cool to have, and not to have to sit there all the time and just drive and holding the steering wheel and or holding the gas pedal and stuff, and it could just go down the road and you can kind of chill. But at the same time, you got to worry about that car doing what it's supposed to do versus a human knowing how to make adjustments and stuff like that. That the electric, I don't think gonna be able to do.
I respect that. So we Phoenix person, they ask, do you drive for necessity or because you love to drive?
Um, with that, we gonna say I do like driving. I like driving 18 wheelers. I love it really, but it's not something I want to do forever. I ain't gonna be out here like my dad doing 30 years of truck driving. It's not gonna happen for me. Um, I do love it. It's a peace of mind. Um, it's it's relaxing. It's a peace of mind. You ain't at no job where you're looking over your shoulder and you got people watching you or your supervisor on your ass or you on that line cutting stuff. Like I used to work in them plants, and you got the next person, and you got to keep up, and you really work at your own pace being a truck driver. You got a certain time to pick load up or to get loaded, and you got a certain time to have it there. You got a date and a time on both ends, start to finish. So you work at your own pace. Once you got the load, hey, they ain't gonna tell you to drive nonstop there. You got a clock that you got to run by with so much time, and you got days or hours or whatever to get it there. So they want you to be safe. Use your clock. Get it there on time. I mean, sometimes you're gonna be late. Sometimes you might get held up, traffic or something. You could be 2 minutes away and it be an accident that shut the highway down, and so stuff like that had happened. But a lot of people who get out here and drive, and once they get to driving, they ended up liking it. Uh, I wish it was a female truck driver I could talk to and ask her what she thought about it, because it probably would be the same thing,
All right.
where it's relaxing and she ain't gotta. It's non-stressful. Like you really pretty much do what you want to do. You just got to have this certain load by a certain time at the place. That's it.
I
Other
got a
than
question.
that, you do what you want to do. You work at your own. You stop when you want to stop. You can go when you want to go. You just got to try to be there at a specific time.
All right.
So,
So I got a question about timing. So if you run out of your time, do you push it sometimes, or do you just stop at that perfect
oh
timing?
well, in the position I'm in now, I don't even have a clock. So
Okay.
I just roll. Uh, because being local, if you within like 150 miles, you don't have to have a clock.
Okay.
If you got a 99 or older, you don't have to run a clock, but you have to run paper logs.
Yeah.
Um, so running with a clock, I have ran past my time, to be real. Um, Sometimes you're gonna do it, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, sometimes whatever. Sometimes it's gonna happen, sometimes it might not happen. But it just depends. Everybody different. Some people gonna specifically do it exactly by the book. You're gonna have some people that's gonna go outside the book. It's gonna be different stuff. So depending on the person, but I have myself, yes. Um, just to get the load there, or I might have got held up somewhere or something like that, and I lost 30 minutes. So now I'm gonna get the 30 minutes back. But you just got to know what you're doing when you do all that. So outside of that, you gonna use your clock wisely, like knowing how to really use that clock and knowing how to take advantage of the time that you got is real important with the truck driver. It's
Right.
real important to know how to manage that clock, manage that time, because you might get to a facility that held you up, whether it's the pickup or the drop off. You might be dropping off and you got to get to the next pickup by a certain time, but then they take 3 hours to unload you. So now you in a situation where,
They put you behind.
dang, I'm late. It done put me behind.
Yeah.
This, that. Same thing with the pickup. You might wait 2-3 hours to get loaded. Now it's putting you 2 or 3 hours behind getting going to try to get the load there. So all that stuff you just got to really try to learn and utilize it and take advantage of much time as you can. If you learn how to really work that clock and use the clock, then you can be a monster on that road. But a lot of people don't know how to use it. They mess their time up. They beat themselves up. They cost themselves money because now they done fucked up their time, and now you're in a situation where you can't move, or if you move, you're gonna be in violation and stuff like that. You got to take a 34-hour reset. You only get like 70 hours a week to basically run, period. So once it's close to that time, once it get basically to the last day or two, you got one or two things. You got to sit for 34 hours and it'll reset your clock to 70 hours again. Or whatever your first day was, how many ever hours you did, if you did 10 hours that day, on the, 8th day, you'll get them 10 hours back on your clock.
Okay.
So you just got to know what you're doing and know how to utilize it and make it work for you. Outside of that, the clock situation, it's gonna be what it is. You're gonna have people that's gonna cheat a little bit though.
Right. So, Phoenix person, she asks, nowadays, is it even worth it to drive?
That's a real good question. That's a real good question. So I've been driving 11 years, in case I didn't say
Who the hell
already.
is Phoenix?
I don't know.
All right.
I've been driving 11 years. I done seen a lot in 11 years. Is it worth it now? I'm gonna say this. If you ain't got something set up specifically, like a legitimate gig, whether it's local or over the road or regional or whatever, it got to be a gig that's already like established. Like if it's not established already, and you're not going, if you just going over the road, I put it like this: if you just going to a big company, you going over the road to work, drive trucks, no, it's not working.
Okay.
If you can get a gig, like for instance, I'm gonna give you Walmart. So Walmart employees make roughly 90,000 a year. They work 3 days or 4 days and they off 3. They either work 4 days, off 3, work 3 and off 4, something like that.
Hold on, man. I need Walmart. Hold up.
They making 90 grand a year. You coming in the door with 21 or 28 hours of PTO time. What else? You got your bonus stuff going on. You got your holidays. You got health insurance. All of that. That matters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That right there is that's worth it.
Yeah.
Now going over the road to go work for this big company They paying you
I give you that.
little to nothing, and you running all over the world, across the country, this, that, this, that. It's not worth it because the money not there no more. But even if you got your own truck and you think you about to just get out here and run off the load board, no, it's not worth it no more. The load board is trash right now. You're gonna
Yeah.
be fighting every day to get a load. You're gonna be fighting every day to move your truck. Don't get out here buying no truck thinking you about to make a bunch of money, or buying a truck and then trying to run off the load board and think the only way you go and buy a truck is you already got something set up. You don't
Right.
talk to these people, you got a contract, or you done got set up with somebody or something like that.
Or
To
you got your
where,
own broker.
yeah, you got to have some type of motion
Yeah.
So
already in play.
let me ask
That okay, now I go buy this truck because I got this already going on, and I'm gonna be set up, and the money there and everything. Then yeah, it's worth it to do and stuff. Then, but if you ain't got that, and you just going over the road to drive, no.
so let me ask you, would it benefit a person who is trying to get into the industry of driving trucks or being an owner operator? Would it benefit them to maybe have someone come along with them that is trying to be a broker, so they'd be like a team type of situation?
So for brokers, you got to go to school. That ain't something you can just come out and do. You got to go to school. There's no way around it. Um, Along with that, uh, getting your own LLC and company and all that to have a truck and be legal, you got to do the same thing for brokering. You got
Okay,
to get your LLC for that. You got to get your numbers and stuff for that. You got to get all that. You got to have a broker.
License.
It's like a broker license, but it's another word where you got to have. Um, it's something that you got to have. I can't think of the word right now, but you got to have that as well to be able to even broker loads for people. Besides the license, you got to have insurance. Insurance is the biggest thing with the trucking, with all of it. If you ain't got the insurance, it don't matter. You ain't doing nothing. If your insurance get took off your company shut down.
right.
So
Mm.
without insurance, you ain't doing nothing. It don't even matter. Um, Outside of that, uh, it's good, yeah, to have somebody that's gonna go on the broker side and you go on the truck side. Trust me, I done been there, to talked about it. I was even gonna go do the broker stuff myself. I just ain't never make the full time to go do it, and um, I was it was me being on that road and having to get out the truck and trust somebody else to do the same thing that I was doing or to do it as good as me.
Right.
I got good drivers and stuff now. I can't complain, but like I said, I'm still driving. I got drivers and I'm still driving with them. So
Right.
um with that is the situation of eventually I got to get out the truck because I could do more. I know I could do more, but it's the situation of
Trusting someone.
trusting everybody to do right, to do, what I'm saying? Like I said, I got good guys, I done had them, but I'm
But
still in my
do
truck
you have that one
where,
guy that you're cheating? Like, do you have that one guy? You gotta pick one guy that you're trying to like.
well, I don't really treat none of my employees different than the other one because everybody the same.
But you need that
So it's
one
not
guy
really,
trying to get out.
it's,
If you're trying to get out of it,
well, no, you don't really need the one guy because it's not no favoritism. So, like with how I got it set up, I can put somebody in my truck tomorrow.
okay,
Long as they already know how to drive, they know what they're doing, they got experience and stuff like that. I can put them in my truck tomorrow, and all I would have to do is basically ride with them and show
okay,
them what I got going on,
okay,
how we set
I got-
up, what we doing.
yeah,
A week of me doing that, the next week I could be out the truck chilling, and they could be doing their thing because all you doing is reporting to a specific location every day. They giving us the work. We going doing the work, coming back, getting more work,
Yeah.
and then going home.
Okay.
It's too
Like,
easy. So with that situation, like, yeah, I could throw somebody in the truck now, but it's the point of me still running my own truck and making money versus me banking on everybody to make money for me. You see what
Right.
I'm saying?
yeah.
Absolutely.
So instead of putting it like I got 4 guys, I'm sitting at home, I'm depending on all them to pay my bills.
Right.
Whatever I got going on, I'm depending on all them. So right now it's a situation where okay, I'm still depending on 3 of them, but I'm out here myself to do this part where I know I done did this. This is covered.
Right.
Yeah.
I can, you know what I'm saying, live off of me
Your
doing
truck.
this.
Just me.
Everything else is
Yeah,
extra.
you
Oh,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Okay. Yeah.
So the other 3, they paying bills and they making money and I'm possibly saving some money and stuff like that. But the money I make myself with me driving
Pay for everything
is
you need.
I can pretty much pay for everything I need. So until I
Antonio,
really get
Tabitha, question too.
Yeah,
Antonio.
I know. I was trying to let him finish talking, but
until I really get to a point where I got more money coming in outside of the trucks, enough of it anyway, then yeah, I'll throw somebody in the truck and I won't worry about it because then I know I got, you know, other sources of funds. So if everybody don't do right, I'm not sitting here like, dang, well, everybody had a short week. I had to pay everybody. I had to pay this, and that. Now I
pay
don't
no
even
money.
got money to pay my own bills. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir. Yes, sir.
Or I done dealt with breakdowns or whatever that done took place.
How long you think that'll take for you? So just gauging off of it. How long
Well,
you think that'll take?
I had only planned on driving 10. I'm in 11 now. Uh, so um, I don't think I'm gonna make it to 15.
You shouldn't want to. Not driving.
So yeah, with me driving, I mean the company gonna be there, but me driving, I don't think I'm gonna make it to 15.
And that's a
I'd be good to do another year or two,
okay.
So,
possibly. But I
so
mean,
we got a question from Tabby. She says, "Do you think it's not worth it because of the pandemic?" She said, "Because it seems like once that happened, a lot of people was out trying to become a driver."
she right. She absolutely right. So
Yeah, right, yeah.
before the pandemic, trucking still had a little money. It wasn't as good as it could be or used to be, but it was money there that if you was doing the right stuff and in the right lanes and you know the money was there, you could make some pretty good money. When the pandemic happened, she right. I since the pandemic to now, I done seen so many people turn to driving trucks or to truck driving. Period. That I'm a person that I meet people. I got my drivers. I got plenty of people I done train. I done put a lot of people on the truck driving and everything. The number one thing is everybody wanting their truck.
Mhm.
Everybody want their own truck. Everybody want to be on the operator because they feel like if they do that, they about to make a lot of money.
Right.
But with that comes
A lot of overhead.
fuel, maintenance,
Yeah.
broker fee, insurance. Um, what else is something big?
Don't you gotta get to like a DOT registry or how's that
I
go?
mean, once you getting all that
Yeah,
is not
because
as much. Like, yeah, you got to get all that at the beginning, but that's nothing compared to insurance. Insurance is the biggest thing. That's the number
Right.
one thing. That's the biggest thing that'll take you out of business and and a lot of other stuff.
And like
Because
insurance, like OTR, like don't they need a year of experience to even go over the road?
well, no, to go over the road, you can go over the road whenever. Um, because people do it all the time. Big companies and stuff, they take people straight out of school and over the road.
It
So
seems like
Um,
you get an over road job faster than you can get a regional job. It seems like more regional people want more experience.
that's
yeah,
what
that's
like
it. That's it.
right. You're right.
That's it. That's it. That local, regional, all that. They want you. They have experience. They don't have time to train you. You see what I'm saying? If you go work for Pepsi right now, they ain't got time to train you on how to drive that truck
Right.
because
We
they
want you to
got
be
too much
ready.
work going on. They got too much going on. They don't have
You
time
just
for that.
you gotta know how to
You
move
could
it.
go. You could go to a big company. They got 500 to 1,000 trucks out on the road. They got time to put you in the truck with somebody and train you for 6 weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
know,
So that's
and patiently and whatever because they still gonna be making the same type of money, but they're gonna be teaching somebody and making it at the same time. Versus locally, if they got to teach you how to drive the truck locally, it's slowing everything down
yes, sir. That makes
because
sense.
that person got to be able to show you how to do this, do that, do this, do that. But local people got way more stops. They got way more stuff going on. So therefore, that's how that go. But far as somebody who just jump out here, get a license, yeah, you can go over the road. The only difference is insurance wise, you gonna have just like a car. The less experience you is, the more
More
insurance
higher
costs.
insurance.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So if you got experience and you got a pretty clean driving record, just like your license, it's gonna be less expensive with insurance. But
Yeah.
the insurance in the trucking is high, period. Like, listen,
Mm.
insurance is crazy. A lot of companies, from the pandemic to now, a lot of companies that went out of business because of insurance. It's a company right not too far from here that was a big time company called, they did refrigerator. They called Carolina Transport. Anybody can look them up, Google. They had nice trucks. They did lease purchase, nice ass trucks. Uh, they had big contracts with big plants and everything. Well, I seen where they were selling some trucks. I called them to see about some prices and stuff on trucks. Talked to the lady and I asked them, why was they selling trucks? What was going on? She said they was going out of business because they had so many accidents or whatever last year,
Mm.
which was
Nobody will give them that
2023,
price.
because it was 24 when I talked to her. So in 2023, they had so much stuff happen that when it was time to renew the insurance, it had them went so high that the owner said he just wasn't gonna do it and he shut the company down. He
Damn.
wasn't gonna pay it because
It was so
that's how
much.
crazy it went. It had them went.
Nigga,
So
I'm
they
losing.
shut the whole company down.
Yeah.
I mean, and that happens like that insurance, I'm telling you, it's big. Just like with fuel, like it's up and down. So fuel just recently went from around here it was 319. So at Circle K right now it is 382. And that just happened within like 2 weeks.
Right.
Mm.
And the sheets is done went to like 350.
Right.
So it's a big spike, like 30 to 50 cent on fuel, which now for me, we run kind of the same areas, but now we about to spend more money on this fuel to run these
Right.
same areas.
Right.
Because where I could have got 100 gallons at 319, now it's costing me 350 to get 100 gallons or 380 to get 100 gallons.
Right.
So I'm getting, more money to get the same amount of fuel. You know what I'm saying?
Spending more money.
Yeah, I'm spending more money.
Right.
It be the fact that people don't pay attention, but when you really dialed in and know, like, yeah, it matters. Like, extra $200-300 at the end of the week gonna matter sometimes.
Yeah,
Right. Absolutely.
no matter every time.
Mad Hatter
So
Marshall has a question. He says, "Do you load and unload your own trucks? And if so,
I
is
don't
there
do
extra
none
pay?"
of that.
No, yeah.
I don't do none of that. I don't load or unload nothing. Um, with that, I'm gonna tell you, you really not even gonna do that too much nowhere else unless you local.
Okay.
Even over the road, you're not really unloading and loading truck. And yeah, if you do so happen to, it should be some extra money somewhere in there. Yeah.
Right.
And that's from if you got your own truck and you dealing with a broker or you working for a company. Because I done been to a place with me doing reefer and they say I got to unload and they give me the little
Dollar.
pallet jack that you pump up. So after that I called the broker and was like, hey, I had to unload this such. And you can possibly get some more money or whatever that way. But other than that, it's not really gonna be a situation where you got to unload and load. The only time you have to do that is certain situations. If you local and you dealing with like a specific route, like store routes or something like that, yeah, you're gonna unload and stuff like that. I know like Pepsi. If you go into like stores delivering soda, stuff like that, you got to unload. But they have incentives for all of that type
Right.
of work. If you got to unload, if they know you got to go in there and do that, you getting paid for it. Like it's gonna have an incentive somewhere where they paying you more hourly or it's extra each stop or something like that. Um, outside of that, the only other place that I know you really gonna do some unloading and loading with a big company is if you're doing Dollar General account, Family Dollar account, Target. No, it might not be Target, but I know for sure Family Dollar and Dollar General. Like I used to work for a company which was my first company called US Express. Pretty good company. Well, they have a Dollar General account. They got a Family Dollar account. So they got a distribution that you go to.
Yeah.
And when you go to the distribution, you get your load, you go into stores after that. When you get to these stores, you basically got a stop sign that tells you to stop at this part of the load. You have to take the boxes off and put them on a belt, which goes to the end of the trailer. And the people at the store have people that gets it
It's
from
the
there.
assembly line.
They
Yeah.
get it basically to inside
Yeah.
the store type thing.
Yeah.
So that would be the only other unloading situation that you got. Other than that, you're not really doing no unloading and loading with the truck.
He also asked, "Is there AAA in the event that you got a flat?"
It's definitely not no AAA. I wish it was. Life would be so much easier on the road. If I could call AAA like I can on my car, listen,
So
we'll be in business. You hear me?
is there a contract that you have with like a roadside assistance for 18-wheelers, or how does that work?
No, it's get it how you live, how that works. That's what that is. Let's get it how you live. Listen, unless you work for a big company, because then you ain't got to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? But you people that want to get out here and drive trucks, you want to get out here and get your own truck, you want to make all this money that you think you about to make, you go buy a truck and it tear up 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, that shit is on you. When your shit get a flat, you better find a company somewhere around that can come out there and bring you a tire.
What's the most
Ain't
you had to
no,
spend? What's the most you
ain't
had to spend for a
no,
tire?
um, man, listen, that just depends. That depends on what type of tire you get. It depends on what tire you get, because your front tires cost the most.
Okay.
Because you
The
turn it
back
with a
set,
bit. Yeah.
the back set of tires, is not gonna be as expensive as the front too. But Now you go to Michelin's, Good Years, or something like that. I mean, listen, you ain't gonna be in business long. Only the big companies get them.
Okay, got it. Roger
Only
that.
the big companies get them. And by that time, they kind of plugged in. They got an account. They got discounts and stuff because they so big and they buy so many, or they
Yeah.
got so many trucks or something like
It's
that. But
wholesale. Yeah, it's wholesale.
basically,
Yeah.
now for somebody like me, somebody that just went out here and got a truck, I promise you, you ain't, unless you got that bread behind you already before you get to this trucking, you ain't going out there getting no Michelin the good year. Not even on the back. A front tire Michelin the good year can be 800 to 12, $1,300
A tire.
for one.
Oh Lord, hey, Nick got close when he said that, nigga. For one.
Yeah. Now, you go get one of them off brands, something that ain't, okay, now you talking maybe $500-$600. For one still though.
For one. Yeah.
He said, "Let me make sure I reiterate that."
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, man. This trust stuff come with a lot. Like I said, I love it. I enjoy it. I mean, it's been fun, and it's ups and downs in it. And a lot of people, listen, I'm telling you, a lot of people can't handle it. They think
Right.
they can and they can't. I done had family members, friends, and everything jumped out here. Even young folks, I train. I done put a lot of people onto the trucking, and I tell them the same thing like I'm telling y'all. They come and talk to me about anything, advice or whatever. I tell them I don't, hide nothing or whatever. But the thing is, when you jump out in that water, you better know how to swim, because when it go bad, you got to be ready for it to go bad. Like,
Mm.
and I don't give a damn if it's good for 3 months, 4 months. Sometimes it's gonna go bad. And if you ain't put your money up, you was out here in the club showing out, buying all the females drinks and throwing thousands of dollars at the strippers. We ain't gotta worry about you being in business too long.
Honestly.
We ain't gotta worry about it. You ain't gonna be in business too long. You're gonna be selling some stuff.
Yeah. You got more, mister?
You said what now?
You got more?
Yeah. How do different cultures and regions you travel through influence your business practice and personal philosophy? Being that you be all over, connecting 48 states.
So basically, you want to know how to interact with people. You saying basically
Like,
traveling and
like,
going to
like, what are
different
your
places.
cultural influences? You know what I mean? And has anything that you've seen like implemented your business? Should I say?
Well, as far as culture, um, being out on the road, I mean, you're gonna run into some bad people. You're gonna run into some good people. Uh, and I mean, there could be different cultures. Um, it, it's not really a bad thing. It's not a good thing. Like, it's like you going out of town traveling. So I was gonna say this earlier, but driving trucks, you traveling for free. Well, you getting paid to travel, basically.
Right.
So you traveling all around the world, but you doing it and you getting paid. So if you never really got the chance to take trips when you was younger, go different places, see different things, uh, when you start driving trucks, you're gonna get to see a lot of stuff that you see on TV, that you see, movies or anything. But with that, um, you're gonna see different people. You're gonna meet different people. Um, And like I said, everybody, you know, it just depends on the person, and it depends on what type of day they might be having or anything. Because I mean, the culture is fine. It's Arabians driving trucks, it's Mexicans driving trucks, whites, blacks, females, males. Like, I mean, the driving truck thing is big, but the biggest thing is being humble when you get in and taking your time and really learning. And once you learn it and you got the experience behind you and you know got it down pat, then you know you can jump out here and do some of the stuff that you see other people do um to make the big bucks, I guess that you want to say.
Mhm.
Um I had some young boys that I trained. I'm still close with them till they went on drive for me. Um, they was working for a company. They wanted to get their own truck, do the owner operator thing. They was used to seeing me, being around me, you know. Uh, and I told them the same thing, like, hey, you know, getting out here is this and that. So, you
It's a
know,
different lane. Yeah.
yeah, and they got out here and they did it with a big company. They didn't just jump out here and go try to buy no truck and none of that. They did it with a company. Um, and you know, they had ups and downs. Even doing the leasing thing with companies, it's the same type of thing. And you can't do it with every company because some lease programs is not really set up for you to be successful.
Yeah.
You got to find the right ones, and you got to be able to try to manipulate the system technically. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Because when I started, I did the 8 9 months company. I went lease, but when I went lease, I had a good advantage. I only had like 3 years to pay on the truck. The truck was pretty good to me. Um, it was a $1 buyout at the end of the contract. You got some company that's 40,000 at the end of the contract. You
Yeah.
Right.
paying 8 900 a week, and then when it's time for you to pay the truck off, they want 40 more thousand at
Right.
one time.
Oh
And
Lord.
that's where people ain't got that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's called a balloon payment. It's in the contract. If you pay attention, it's there. It's That's what they call it. So
Damn.
you like, yeah, I'm gonna jump out here, give me a truck, 900 a week. I should
That's
still
what you
make
think. Yeah.
this, that, and you know we're gonna be good. You get down, you make the last $900 payment. Now they're like, okay, well, where that 40 at? We need that, and we can give you the
Yeah.
title. That's when
Right.
the motherfucker like, I ain't got 40 though, but I done made the last payment. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Mm.
that's where you got to have your priorities together. That's when you got to have a lot of stuff together. So, they got out here, they tried it. You know, they had a couple good run weeks or whatever, but ultimately, I done heard both of them say, "Man, we should have stayed at such and such company, where they
Yeah.
was a company driving and they was making pretty good money, but they just wanted to elevate, and they wanted
Right.
to elevate at a faster pace."
And
But
I ain't mad at that. Not wanting to elevate, but you gotta do it the right way. Yeah.
So
yeah,
you would advise someone that's just getting into it or just getting their license, they just completed the class. Your advice would to them would be to first work for a company, get your understandings of how things go out here in this road before jumping out being the owner operator.
for sure,
Okay.
for sure. Don't just try to jump out here. I mean, listen, I done seen people go get their license just to go get a truck.
Right.
I mean, you know, that it's not what people really think. I mean, I'm not saying it ain't good because it can be good, but you got for it to be good, you got to have a lot of stuff
Relationships.
lined up and together, you know, for it to really be good. Especially nowadays, because you can't really make no money on the load board. See, if it was back in the day and you could just jump on the load board and make pretty good money, then yeah, okay, yeah, go grab a truck, get on the load board, you know, make it work. But
Yeah.
the money not on the load board no more for you to really make it. So it's like you really gonna nickel and dime yourself to death trying to run off the low board, and you went and bought a truck. And if you go buy a truck and it's used, you don't know, you know what I'm
What's
saying,
wrong?
really
What
what
problems you gonna
condition
run
it
through?
in.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
yeah, when you got it, it was running, it was whatever. But once you got the rolling and a little wear and tear and stuff like that, I mean, now you at a point where you spending money. Like
Yes, sir.
it happened to me. First truck I put down $6,000. In the first year, I spent 30 grand in maintenance. That's ridiculous.
God
Ridiculous.
damn. Hold on.
You
Hold
know,
on. Hold the fuck up. Hold the fuck up. You spent 30 grand the first year?
First year, 30 grand in maintenance. And I put 6,000 down on the truck. I was making payments every week. So
$36,000 first year just in the car, just in the truck.
Crazy.
yeah, that ain't even counting the weekly payments though.
Right.
It still was a weekly payment.
Your payments that you had to make on the truck. That was just the
Right,
maintenance.
right.
That's crazy.
So soundtrack to the road. When you're on the road for a long time, like what is the playlist? What does Zaytoven listen to?
Man, believe it or not, back in the day, when I was really over the road, between phone conversations and music, that's what's gonna get your day. Nowadays, I don't really listen to a lot of music on the road because I'm on the phone like 90 something percent of the time. Whether I'm dealing with company stuff or drivers or just talking to friends or family or whatever. If I do listen to music nowadays, it's more so if I got to roll late at night, early in the mornings, and at that time I'm listening to R&B, stuff like that. For me to listen to music really during the day, it got to just be a good day. We got to be feeling ourselves. The week might have been good. The day might have been just going good or something. It might be Friday. We about to be off for the weekend. Something of that nature. But when I was over the road, I mean, I DJ and stuff too. So I've been into the music thing. I I got the music now. We playlists go crazy. We definitely throwing that old school on there for sure.
I
So
hear you. It
so
sounds
when you're not in the truck, is it DJ Zaytoven?
Listen at them. Listen at them. Nah, it's the DJ shit. So I don't have enough time to really be in the clubs and big time on the scene with the DJing. So I really just do private and family reunions, birthdays, stuff like that, gatherings or something like that. The club stuff and everything I ain't really got time to do with DJing, but um even with the DJing, it's the same type of thing. You got to spend money on the equipment, but once you get the equipment and you get to going and making money, then that's a situation where you ain't got to keep kicking out no money.
Right.
Versus the trucks, with that truck, you kicking out money. Like, listen, I don't care what you do, you kicking out. You got oil changes, you got tires, you got brakes. With the trucking, man, I done rebuilt. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I might have rebuilt 5 motors in 11 years. So, I mean, that's rebuilding the motors I got because I got not older trucks, but I got older trucks like 06s, 07s and stuff.
Hey, you fuck with
Um,
Peterbilt?
yeah, matter of fact, I know we kind of missed it earlier. He said something about Peterbilt's in another truck, Max.
I'm
So,
Mac.
Mac and Peterbilt,
so,
that's what I be pressure washing. Yeah.
so
Great.
Peterbilt's cost a lot of money. They're
Yes,
like a
yes, they do.
Cadillac or a Bugatti or
Hey,
Lambo, whatever you want to call
but
it.
they
They
look
cost,
really good.
but they do look nice.
Yeah.
The thing with Peterbilts, a lot of times, um, especially if they older, you're gonna see where it's either older white people, older black people. If it's a young person, it might have got passed down to them or something like that.
Yeah.
Because Peterbilts is like big time in the trucking, and they gonna cost you a lot of money if you buy one. Let alone the type of motor you got is gonna cost you a lot of money to keep it up. But
Nigga,
they are real good trucks. They do
yeah,
last
I done ran
long.
into one that had like 800,000 miles on it.
Man, 800,000 ain't nothing.
Yeah,
Listen, I just
like
rebuilt the motor
yo,
in I rebuilt the
I be
motor
in the
in the
yard.
truck that I've run personally at 1.2 million.
Mm,
So, and I got a Detroit 60 series motor.
yeah,
They guaranteed to run 1,000,000 miles.
yeah,
All my trucks got the same motor. So if I really had to take parts off a truck or something for another truck, I could, because all of them
yeah.
got the same motor. But I done rebuilt 5. They roughly $10,000 to rebuild.
Mm,
So you done spent 50.
yeah,
Easy.
Yeah, over time, yeah, I done spent a lot more than that, but I know I just rebuilt mine. Uh, Not 2024, but October 2023. I rebuilt the one that I drive personally. I just rebuilt another one July of last year in 24. Uh, in a couple years back before that, I rebuilt um the other 3, probably like 18, 19. But with that motor, like I said, it's about $10,000 to redo everything new. Um, or you can buy a reman just about the same price. But when you get it, it's like, I bought a truck, rented for a little while, the motor went out, I rebuilt the motor because I got the truck at a decent price.
yeah,
Now I know what I got. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
yeah.
now I can work and live off of me knowing for sure what it got versus before I didn't know what was what with it because yeah, it's used. It's supposed to be this and that, and it look good. You might can't find nothing wrong with it at that time, but you know, it don't mean it's gonna last.
All right,
So
so you choose Peterbilt over Kentworth?
it depends on which ones you're talking about. The W9 Kenworth is just as valuable as the 379
Yes.
Peterbilt. They about equal. I got all Freightliners.
Come on, tell me. No.
Freightliners is like one of the biggest things, biggest trucks. Um, they being good to me. I love them. Uh, I wouldn't mind having a Peterbilt or something, but they cost so much. And if you
Yeah,
got a cat motor, it costs even more to keep up. But I heard they real good motors and stuff. I ultimately really want a 12.7 motor. Um, Even if I was to be all the way out the trucks, I might would buy a truck just to have it as a show truck and go to different shows and stuff and
Right.
stuff like that. But you gonna have man, I done seen some nice ass truck, $1,000,000 truck
Right.
for sure.
Speaking on that, you know what I'm saying? This is Art for Change podcast. So how do you see the intersection of art and the freight industry contributing to social change? If even at all, like even if you see that it's even possible.
Okay, so you said, do I see change
Or do you
in
think
the trucking industry,
like I'm asking
basically?
like can trucking can people who do trucking is there any way that they can contribute to social change? You know how they
Um,
highways up when they wanted a raise or whatever? Do you think it's things that truck drivers could do to raise awareness to social injustices, or to get better pay for, like I was just saying before?
The only way for me that I feel, the only way we could get better pay, or even the brokers or any of them paying good, is going on strike. That's the only way it's gonna work for us. Like I was telling you earlier, if we go on strike with the gas trucks and stuff like that, the world will shut down.
Right.
So they gonna make something happen. They gonna have to do something. They gonna figure something out. They gonna make something happen. Like, for instance, the port, they was just on strike last year, where a lot of the ports were shut down. They weren't doing certain stuff with the union situation and stuff like that. They ended up coming to an agreement,
Right.
because the workers won't gonna come to work, like the port, which was gonna get crazy because you got so much import export stuff going on that they can't afford that. So with the trucking, it would just be at a situation where, like, hey, like where I work now, where I got my business situation going on, we got a contract, so they didn't drop our price twice because they got bought out from another company like 2 years ago.
Right.
Well, they would drop the price originally because they just wanted to drop the price, I guess. The second time they dropped it because of fuel. Well, now fuel's going back up. So I'm already thinking to even bring it back up into discussion, like, okay, hey, fuel's going back up. So are we going to get this money back now? But with that aspect, like I said, it's like 11 trucks or something on the contract there. We all have to be on that same page.
Right.
To push the issue to be able to get what we trying to get. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going in there by myself and you still got 8, 9 more trucks still doing the same thing, they're gonna look at me like
you crazy.
well, I mean, hey, if you can't do this, then you can go back to business. We find somebody else. Because these other people not complaining, they not, giving us any issue, they not making it a problem. You are. So
Right.
with that, you just have to get people kind of on the same page for anything to work like that in the trucking world.
Absolutely. So, man, Head of Marshall has a question. He says, "Do you have smokestacks?"
Do I have who?
Smokestacks.
Smokestacks?
Yeah, smokestacks. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's talking about the pipes. Yeah, I got pipes on the side. I basically got a Coronado. That's what I personally drive, a Freightliner Coronado. It was one of the trucks that when I first started driving trucks and I went to US Express, I remember like yesterday, I got pictures of it and everything in my phone still. I seen this red truck. It was bagged in right up to the building. All the other trucks and stuff was like out in the parking lot, whatever. This one was right there at the building. It was bagged in. It was brand new. And I went over there and looked at it and liked it and was like asking people like, who's getting this truck? Da da da. What kind of truck? And they told me. And from that day, I always wanted one. So I ended up running into an opportunity to get one, and I got it and was able to pay it off, and it worked in my favor, and I still got it, and I done rebuilt it. We're still rolling with it. It's a real nice truck to have. They, good motors, good everything with them if you take care of them. So yeah, I got the stacks on the side. I'm about to do some customizations really.
Uh-oh. Probably got a connection issue, ladies and gentlemen. We done lost our guest for today. It's going on 2 hours. There you go.
Yeah. So I basically, like I said, I got that one. It was one that I wanted. And I enjoy it, but I got the stats and everything. I'm about to do some, might as well say, renovation with the fleet, where I'm gonna probably get a couple of them painted, some customizations with bumpers and chrome and stuff like that.
Oh, you
Probably
fan?
here this year. So we about to do a couple things with the truck, with the whole fleet, really.
What is your future goals and aspirations as far as just life? If you're going to continue your trucking and grow it, or you want to venture into any other businesses, like what does Zaytoven have going on?
Well, far as that, like I said with the trucking, I might have another year or two in it. Um, Outside of that, I'm probably still have the trucks rolling. The truck stuff gonna still go until it can't go on no more. Far as I see it, uh, I'm gonna venture out to doing some other stuff. I got a few other things going on. Um, a few other things to do. Uh, that I want to do, places I want to be. Digging into some other type of money and stuff like that. So, um, we're gonna do some stuff here in the next few years. The trucking thing, we're gonna try to keep it going as long as we can. Um, we just in a good situation with the truck thing. Hopefully it can stay like that. Maybe we could grow a little bit more on it. I don't want to get too big because getting too big could be too much stress and too many problems.
Yeah,
But you know, we're gonna stay probably small, but decent number of trucks. We ain't gonna get too crazy.
you want more than the truck you have now.
Uh, we probably get a couple more. It won't be too many more, but it might be a few more.
I understand that. Tell everybody your socials and where they can find Mr. Zaytoven. Gonna wrap this thing up for you, bro.
IG man, we Zaytoven underscore. Well, it might be Zay underscore Toven underscore 32. Snapchat, I think it's just regular Zaytoven 32. Um, Either one of them. Facebook, it's Xavier Brown. Y'all can find me. Anybody who got any questions, I'll try to help you out, with the trucker thing. I don't know everything, but I know some things. So I do what I can when I can.
Absolutely, absolutely. It look like my man getting sleepy over there, man.
Nah, we good, Tony. You tripping. We up for the ride, man. We ain't tripping.
Well, look,
This is
man,
what
we,
we
we
do.
enjoyed you. We enjoyed you on tonight, man. You can come back anytime. We also discussed doing some guest hosting with you. So excited about what the future holds as far as you and your business, as far as us here at Art for Change. But most
Oh
importantly,
yeah.
man, keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep being awesome in this world and impacting it in a positive way. I love seeing a black businessman. That's dope.
Oh yeah, man. We try to keep it going. I work with a lot of other black businessmen. Everybody we trying to make it, trying to get like, other folks in the world. It just took black people a little bit of time, but we trying to get together now. So hopefully, the new generation, upcoming people that can take advantage of it and, by the time they my age, they could be doing way better than me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, what words of encouragement can we close the night out with um, someone trying to get where you at now?
Uh Man, listen. It take a lot of uh let me see a word I could probably use. It take a lot of Definitely hard work and dedication.
Sir, consistency is our word over here at Art for Change.
Hey, consistency is the best key to the trucking. I'm gonna tell you that now. That's the best thing. I tell people that all the time. I don't care if you got somebody that say, man, hey, I had a load pay me $1 million. Man, it paid $1 million that day. What is it gonna pay the next day? You
Right.
know,
Absolutely.
if you can consistently get 50,000 a week, then that's gonna oversee that $1 million for that day eventually. Like the consistency is the key. That's why I'm in the position I'm in now. That's why I got stuff I got going on now because we got the consistency. Um, I recognized and realized that a while back. Like I got to get something consistent. We got to be able to have something that's gonna keep it going, and we ain't fighting every day for it. We got to have it damn near automatic. So that you definitely want to stay positive, keep positive people around you. Don't let too much of the negativity get to you, or nobody to try to tell you you can't do this or can't do that. You're gonna have rough times and different stuff. Man, listen, I'd have been in this truck industry and I'd have been down bad 2 different times, real bad, like damn near lost everything. And we still fighting in it, and we done bounced back like we always do. We ain't never stayed down. We done been down, but we ain't stay down. So,
Yes,
you
sir. Yes,
know,
sir. Love that.
we gotta definitely keep it pushing. A lot of people probably ain't think I was gonna make it to be back where I'm at in life with the trucking or, period. But, you gotta let them haters hate, and you gotta just keep pushing, do you. Let the positivity take over, and it'll get you where you need to go.
I love that, man. I love that, man. We're gonna get you on out here for tonight, man. Tell
Oh
people
yeah,
goodbye.
oh yeah.
We can go ahead and get you out here.
Enjoy y'all, man. Like I said, y'all fuck with Zaytoven, man. We trying to go up 2025. We're gonna enjoy life a little bit, man. Make sure you spend time with your kids, man. Be there for your kids and be in their life. It's very important to be in them kids' life and to do stuff with them, and take time with them, make memories and stuff like that. Cause you ain't gonna be here forever. People got to understand that. So y'all be
Absolutely.
good and be blessed. It was good kicking it with y'all tonight. We're gonna turn this thing on in.
Yes, sir. Hey, before you go, give everybody the name of your company, man.
Oh, cool. Carolina Transport, man. We out of the 26 Fed 9, North Carolina, man. The home of the J. Cole. I know y'all gotta know him. Everybody know him. So, if y'all ever in around in town, find out a way to get in touch with me, hit my line or something. Hit me on the socials or something.
All right, man. Appreciate you, brother. Come
Oh,
back
yes,
anytime.
sir. All right.
All right, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap this episode of Art for Change. As always, remember that art is a powerful tool for change. Let's continue to uplift, to have uplifting voices, to inspire change, and to tackle all challenges of life. Until next time, keep creating, keep questioning, and keep making a positive difference. This is Mr. Sapiosexual, signing off for Art for Change. Peace and love.